Hello, this is Vance, and this is Thursday, August the 21st, 2014. And these are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. I didn't do an update yesterday, getting late. I had some other work that I was doing. I just didn't get around to the update. I had marked up the chart and so forth. It was just briefly yesterday was we had the DOE report. And up until so we only really had the trades that we had. We had only a couple trades yesterday for a couple of reasons. DOE and the FOMC came out. It was with the minutes came out yesterday as well at 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the problem with doing that is that after the DOE report, markets typically move sideways until the announcement, and so it really wasn't a lot of entries yesterday. There was a couple. I mean, the fact of the matter is that here was a nice pullback that happens about 8 o'clock. Price moved up, broke the trend channel, went to a new low, and then moved up. So it was continuation pattern here. But there was really no other way to get in. And by the time 9:28 rolled around, this is 9:30. Price started going into a sideways pattern, and that was really in anticipation of the 10:30 report. And so despite the fact that it was a pretty tight trading range, there's really no way to trade in here or to get in because the report's due at 10:30. It comes out at 10:30, right? This is 10:30. Price moves down, moves back up. This is 10:35. So you can see this is 10:30, this is 10:31, 10:35. And by the time things settle out, really about just after 11 o'clock, this is 11 o'clock here, I established this down channel. Could have taken this trade right here. It's against the channel. It's not really a second entry short, but there's resistance here, so I marked it. Some room to get out. It's an aggressive trade. It's a green trade, and it did work out. Price had made this turnaround down here, broke the channel, test to a new low, and there's a trade here. But then now we're getting into this is right at this is 12:30. This is 1 o'clock. You could have taken this one; it would have worked out. But then we're getting into very close to the announcement. Announcement happens. This is just around 2 o'clock. So there really wasn't any much. I set up this tight trading channel here, tight trading range. It bounced along here, tested down here. So you could have got in here after this retest. And there you would have gotten 15 ticks, but there really wasn't that much happening yesterday. The DOE report and the FOMC took up a lot of the space today. Today is a little bit different. We had a sell-off in the overnight. Very tight trading range for almost 3 hours, 4 hours right in this area. So buy the lows, sell the highs, but in selling the highs in this case, I don't think after we had this really strong move down, I didn't think we were going to have another leg down, especially when it went into this capitulation here. And so looking at buying low, as long as your stop was below the most recent price action, I thought that was a reasonable trade, still aggressive trade. And I was looking for kind of like a measured move off this bottom. Price comes up here. We have this first failure. Doesn't get a real low failure, but you can see that we had this matching lows right around the 92.70 mark. So price couldn't get down here, so I thought that was a good idea to go long. Got the 15 ticks out early, but then it came back and took out my stop at break even +1. And had I kept my stop down here, I mean, it's always, the hindsight is always 20/20. This really turned out to be the trade because for this move right here, there wasn't really another place to get in. Here, you could have considered this as a breakout, pullback, and really maybe almost two failures back to the EMA. But the reason I was really skeptical of this trade in the whole place is that this is where we had some hesitation on the way down. So we could really have a turnaround in that respect. It's exhaustion for this measured move right here. So there's exhaustion right here. So it's kind of like a combination exhaustion, breakout, pullback long, but there really wasn't any compelling reason except maybe to test this overnight high. Now, there was a strong bull bar here. It was more than 15 ticks. You could have gone long on something like this, but again, that's why I was skeptical about this particular. But the thing is, he who hesitates is lost. Turned out it would have been a fine trade. It was like not a great setup, but had you taken it, there are probably aggressive traders out there that would have taken that on the basis of this really strong bar here. I didn't feel confident in it, but as it turned out, it was a very good trade because we had a tremendous move up, really tested the overnight high, and we didn't have a failure till we got to this top. And as you can see, it really was from this area right here, from off this low, it really became a measured move. Pulled back here, pulled back to this of the trend channel and moved up right up to the top, right to that measured move. So, I mean, that's the thing, not being in on this trade. In fact, I had this trade here. If it hadn't come back and taken me out here, I'd have still been in this trade. Would have had this entire move. But that's hindsight's 2020. Fear of losing out. That's a big thing for a lot of people. Fear of like missing the trade, and unfortunately, there was enough. Was there enough signals to go? Well, it was pretty dicey in my opinion. But you could have taken it. I mean, you could have taken it. It was. I was just hesitating at that. I hesitated there, and I missed out on that thing. Anyway, I was doing a live session at the same time. That probably might have had some influence as well. No, not. If you would have taken this trade, it was a very aggressive trade, and it really doesn't adhere. It does adhere. There's a couple of rules here that you could have looked at for the slow hand method. It was a breakout pullback, really almost two pullbacks to the EMA, but it didn't quite touch the EMA off this trend channel here. The negatives, we already are at the top of the exhaustion of this measured move. It was an emotional candle here, and whether it's going to continue on, we could have had a retest right back to here again. That could have been the case, and we didn't get it. It didn't happen. It went in the other direction, and a very strong move. But that's it. That's it for that. Hesitation, broke the channel, pulled back again, came back to the EMA. This here, I marked this trade in green. This is a trade I took. We had to pull back, so it's like really it's a measured move, or two legs down. First leg down, second leg down. Doesn't really break this channel that I've got a short-term trend channel with authority, but there is support on the other side if you look at this hesitation here. So I think it was reasonable. Your stop was in alignment. It was below here. Below this most recent price action. Turned out to be a very good trade. Worked its way up through here. Now, I only had it was only a single contract I was trading. 15 ticks. Got your 15 ticks out to here. Pulled back, and if it was your stop, you've been able to catch most of this move up here if you were trading more than one contract or a single lot. That was fine. As you can see, there was hesitation. The double bottoms down to here. Price makes a new high. First pull back, pulls back to here. Another strong bar to go on. Stops below here. Another very good trade in this respect. Enough room to get out for the double tops, and it kind of made its way back out. So that's fine. Another pullback down in this area. Now, this one hasn't completed yet. That's why I've got this marked in purple. It's a pretty good setup. It's gone into overlap, though, but it doesn't quite really reach the top. The problem is that your target is really a little bit short of that. But because we've got strong momentum up here, I think it's worthwhile taking. Whether or not it actually hits your target, taking some heat on it. I mean, your stop would be below on this trade is at 93.93, so it's right at the $94 mark. We're rotating around, and that's probably where the hesitation is. So we're at $94 right now. The hesitation is really crossed that century mark. So the top of this the channel right now is right across here. We're getting resistance right across this line, right across right here. So that's right at 94.15. That's if it breaks and holds, we probably go a little higher. The other thing is that I had a measured move here as the first leg up from these bottoms right here, from this hesitation. Measured move. Oops. Measure move to here, and really two legs back. And so I'm looking at maybe this measured move up to this area. We've already got a measured move here. Price moves up here, pulls back twice, and so this measured move is really at exhaustion. So that's why we might have some hesitation there. But now that we've had this pullback, we may very well clear off this first 15 ticks. So let me see. Oh, there we go. It's out. So now you can turn this trade turned out to be a good setup from that perspective. I didn't take this trade, by the way. I was just marking that off because I'm finished for the day. And that's why I've got this on here as well. That's why I'm early. I'm leaving for a couple of days. I'm going do a little bit of fishing. It was a last-minute thing, so I'm going to be taking off today. In fact, the next hour or so. I'm going to go pick up my trailer's in a place. It's in a lake about 2 hours west of here, of where I live. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of fishing. I'll be there for a couple of days, so I'm not going to be here tomorrow. And I'm not going to be able to do this later on. So that's why I'm doing this a little bit earlier. So that's it for today. There's a couple of decent trades. I mean, it's trend day today. I mean, if you got it in this trend, and I was fortunate that this trade only came back and took me out, I could have been on this trade the whole day. This one worked out okay, and this one as well. So anytime prices come back to the EMA or came back to the trend channel is where you take it. And you're still in this trade, your runner is safe, break even +1, and you'll see how it goes. The ultimate target here is 94.50. So that's it. Hope that's pretty straightforward. I think. Hope you can see that. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is Vance. Bye for now.